Hi, I'm Eva Marie Lee, and you just saw a sample of my website, Transition in Technology, at mrsevalee.weebly.com. In Mazzotti and Plotner's 2016 article, the authors wrote that even though we might think with the technical assistance centers and researchers providing information on evidence-based practices, that teachers would have a very good idea of what EBPs are. The research shows that they don't, and this lack of knowledge affects post-school success. In fact, my baseline data also indicated the same. Here you can see that only 11% strongly felt that they had sufficient knowledge of INTAC's EBPs. This survey was conducted as part of my EDS in Educational Technology, where I focused on special education transition and technology, and I looked at teacher technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge of transition practices. Later, I looked at implementation with a PISA, the evidence-based predictor implementation school self-assessment, and I discovered where some weak understandings were. I then infused these into the professional development portion of the website. For example, you can see here that ecological assessments were a weak point, and you can find them in at least 3 of the professional development pages. I also included parent training because literature suggests it is an evidence-based predictor for employment. Other literature I most consistently used were INTAC's Effective Practices and Mazzotti et al.'s Secondary Transition Predictors of Post-School Success. Additionally, throughout the website, you'll find resource articles that were used. You'll find multiple pages of each of the 4 transition certificate objectives throughout the student lessons, professional development, and parent aid pages. In addition, in the professional development section, you will find explanations of the evidence-based practices in these areas as well. Based on the stakeholder survey, most teachers felt the site was useful, and half felt that they would use it either daily or once a week. They really liked the student-directed IEP and work-based learning lessons, and the inclusive practices and employment professional development pages. Additionally, 75% of respondents thought it would be beneficial to keep the formative questions for both teacher and parent pages. One respondent suggested I include an additional age-appropriate assessments page, and one thought having a page for law and one for history was too much, so I combined those. From here, I need to finish adding resources and links, finish the glossaries as reviewers liked the Quizlet games, and I need to finish creating the assessments which I had put on pause to complete the informational portion of the site. The website is a work in progress and will always be so as new information and new research comes available. Please be sure to check out mrsevalee.weebly.com and send any suggestions for improvement to mrsevalee@yahoo.com. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing what you thought of my project.